This video shows you the algorithms for 2 Look OLL so that you can always orient your last layer in 2 algorithms or less. So what we're going to learn now is called 2 Look OLL. After learning this method, you should be able to orient the entire last layer in a maximum of 2 algorithms. However, obviously to use less moves, we need to know more algorithms for the different cases that we can get on our last layer. We do the same 2 steps as the beginner's method. So firstly, we orient the edges of our last layer, and then next we orient the corners of the last layer. So for orienting the edges of our last layer, we have the same 4 cases as we had in the beginner's method. So this first case is where your edges are already oriented, so you don't need to do anything. This next case is where you have 2 edges oriented and they are opposite from one another, in which case you do the algorithm that you already know, which is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. The next case is where you have 2 edges and they're adjacent from one another, in which you hold them in the back left position and do the inverse of that first algorithm, which goes like this: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. The last case is where we have 0 edges oriented, and so I want you to memorize this exact algorithm to solve that case. It goes like this. So firstly we do the first algorithm, F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, then do a U2, and then do the inverse of that algorithm, which goes like this: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. So it's really just a combination of 2 algorithms, but if you know that, then it's easy to memorize and just do it in one look. So whilst we have 4 cases for edge orientation, we now have 7 possible cases for corner orientation. So you should firstly recognize these by looking at the top face and seeing how many corners you already have oriented, and then you look around the side face to determine which exact pattern that you have. So there are 2 cases where we have 1 corner oriented already. This is the first case, which you already know the algorithm for. You recognize it by seeing that there is a corner oriented in this position, as well as a sticker of the top face facing towards us in this right position. The algorithm is the same one from the beginner's method, and it goes R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. The case that looks very similar to that is again where we have 1 corner oriented of our last layer in our front left position, but the sticker from our top side is facing to the right, not to the front. So here this yellow sticker is facing to the right. So we do a different algorithm to solve this case. So we rotate twice to put it in the back side here, and then we do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, like that. There are 3 cases where we have 2 corners already oriented in our top layer. This first case we recognize when there are 2 correctly oriented in the back and the 2 stickers of our last layer are facing towards us in the front here. The algorithm to solve this case goes like this: R2, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R prime. The case that looks similar to that is again where we have 2 oriented corners in the back, but the stickers of our top layer are facing to the left and right here, like that. The algorithm to solve this case is hold it from this position, do a small r, U, R prime, U prime, big R prime, F, R, F prime. The third case where there are 2 corners oriented is this case where they're oriented diagonally from one another. So you need to hold it from this angle where the corner sticker on the right is facing towards us with the 2 oriented corners here and here, and the algorithm to solve it goes like this: F prime, big R, U, R prime, U prime, big R prime, F, R. There are finally 2 cases where you have 0 corners oriented in your last layer. This first case you recognize by the 2 matching stickers on opposite sides of the cube, like that, so it's symmetrical. The algorithm for this case goes like this: R, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. The last corner orientation algorithm is where we have 2 stickers on the left like that, and then one facing towards us here and the one in the back facing backwards like that. The algorithm for this case is R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, are. So in total, to solve the OLL in only 2 looks, you need to learn 3 edge orientation algorithms and 7 corner orientation algorithms.